Nelson Piquet Jr. just won the first ever FIA Formula E race here in Long Beach. Stay tuned for an exclusive interview with him just after the race.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the Mayor of Long Beach, Robert Garcia, presenting Nelson Piquet his first place trophy.
So what was the key to winning this race? I mean, you were in front from the beginning.
Keeping calm, not doing any mistakes, and just keeping cool. That's the secret. Just keep cool, no mistakes, and when you're in the lead, it seems like a lot of things can happen. And you just try to avoid any kind of issues. That was one of the reasons I didn't even use a fan boost. I just didn't want any chance of anything going wrong. So at the end, it worked out.
This is the first time driving an electric car in Long Beach. Now, how do you describe it different from a gasoline car? How is it different?
Well, electric cars, honestly, they drive very similar. They both have power, they both slide. You have to work on mechanical grip, you work on the dampers, you work on ride height, on aero. But in the race, there's a few other things you have to be worried about. You have X amount of consumption you can have throughout the race. The battery, obviously, the temperature goes up. It's like when you're using, for who doesn't understand, whoever has an iPhone and start opening a bunch of programs and this and that, the phone starts heating up. The same thing with our car. The more we push, the more the car gets hot. And when it reaches one certain temperature, the car goes into, let's say, a safe mode, and it loses 40% of its power. And you have to avoid that happening. So you have your temperature display. Obviously, every lap it's going to go up, but you kind of need to calculate for the maximum temperature for it to reach right when you cross the checkered flag. When you reach it is when, because it's going to be a constant kind of going up, but you just have to control it not to hit that peak before the end of the race.
And how do you decide when you come in to switch cars?
Well, for us, it was pretty clear. We went backwards. You get the 39 laps, and then you calculate, okay, for the maximum power, how many laps can the second car do, which was roughly, I think it was 21. So with the safety cars in the beginning, it just helped us extend the first car as much as we could. So I extended the first car as much as I could, and then everybody pitted sort of together. And then from that point on, I knew I could push, and the only limit would be the temperature of the car, which I just had to keep an eye on.
That must be interesting for you, because I think this is the only sport where you can switch cars like that.
Yeah, honestly, that's not a big deal to switching cars. It's just to keep. Thank you. It's just to keep the race longer. And this kind of technology is very new for everybody. It's not easy to create a battery that size, not heavy at all, to go that quick around a track and to last 40 minutes. A lot of fans don't really understand it yet, but I guarantee you in 5, 6, 7 years, we're not going to have that issue. Or they're going to make the races longer, but then the batteries are going to be lasting much longer, or the battery changes are going to be quicker. I mean, there's all kinds of new ideas that are going to, obviously all of this is what is happening, what you guys are seeing. It's all to help the development of the car industry, because all of your cars that you guys are driving, in the future, it's going to be electric. 20, 30 years, it's going to be all electric. We're going to look back and, oh my God, those guys were racing back in the early 2000s, in 2050, then all the cars are going to be electric. And out of our technology, out of all these engineers working and developing and learning new tricks, that's where all this development is going to come from.
Do you think other series are going to switch to electric, like NASCAR, IndyCar? Do you hope that happens?
That's not going to happen too soon. That's value. I think that's going to take a while still. I'm sure in the future, in a couple of years, you're going to see a few lower series maybe doing it. Maybe you're going to have some young schools open wheel series. A lot of go-karts. You see a few go-karts already. But I think it's going to take a while for the main leagues like F1 or IndyCar, NASCAR to switch to that.
So how will today's win help you in Monaco?
Just gives us more motivation, makes the team work harder. And, I knew I could win a race. I just had to get it done, and now we can win every race.
Very good. Congrats on the race there. Thank you. Nice talking to you. The next FIA Formula E race will be on May 9th in Monte Carlo. Reporting from Long Beach, I'm Jason Rzucidlo for AmericaJR.com.